The perforated pipe is to allow water to move into the pipe and back out of the pipe. So this is the most misallocated pipe. It's installed inappropriately, the most commonly out of any drain material that I see. Perforated pipe is here simply to put in a French drain to serve as an emergency exit route for the water that builds up in the French drain. I see these installed improperly in scenarios where they're attached to downspouts, where the water would flow from a downspout straight into this. In that case, this pipe would simply release that water back into the ground, which is going to saturate a foundation if that's done beside a foundation. So attaching this to a downspout is incorrect. Attaching the perforated pipe to a downspout is incorrect. If water is contained in a solid pipe, it should remain in a solid pipe as far out as you can get it away from the house or the structure. The perforated pipe is made to put in French drains, and so the French drain is a channel that's dug into the ground, a ditch if you will, that's filled with gravel, and the perforated pipe is put in the bottom of the gravel trench. That way when the water flows into the trench, it's trying to weave its way between the gravel pieces to find its way out. Well, if a high volume of water finds its way into that French drain trench and all of the water can't find its way through the gravel particulates, then some of the water can fill this passageway and it will travel through this passageway out to the exit of the drain like a superhighway. And so that's what the purpose of the perforated pipe is. So we've got solid 4-inch pipe and a perforated 4-inch pipe. The solid 4-inch pipe is carrying the water from the downspout here. It's going to carry it all the way out because there's no reason for us to exit the water that's already contained into the French drain. And then we have the perforated 4-inch pipe, which is maintaining the void for the water to flow in that pipe, because we're about to fill this with gravel. So when we fill this with gravel, the gravel is going to take up all that space and make it so we can walk on this, but there's still the channels and areas for the water to move between the pieces of gravel. But if it's a huge amount of rain, if we have a big rain event, then there's going to be so much water come into the French drain that it might not all flow through the gravel as fast. So that perforated pipe is there for the water to settle in that pipe and then run downward in that unrestricted cavity that is the perforated drain pipe. That is the point of having the perforated drain pipe. So this is our solid downspout connection. The old downspout connection went into an old terracotta pipe that's very obsolete. It's 40 years old. So we're putting the new 4-inch perforated line in the ditch line. We're taking the 4-inch solid and we're going to connect it to this downspout. So we're waiting on a downspout coupling sleeve right now to go on this 4-inch downspout and then connect to this 4-inch drain line. We'll add some carpentry screws into the sides of this to hold it together, and then we're going to fill this channel with gravel. So what this should do for us is the water that's been flowing down this hill has been encountering this crawl space of this 100-year-old house. The water's created channels underneath the crawl space. So we've put in a barrier, a moat, or a perimeter French drain, if you will, that is at the lowest point possible. I really hate to put a French drain close to a house or on the corner of a house like this, but in this situation, I had no other choice. I had to put the French drain here so that it would collect the water that builds up on this patio, because there's no exit for the patio water either. And so at this corner, it was the only point that I could collect the water off this patio without that water being forced to go under the house. So that's why I put the French drain so close to the house here. So the water's going to fall into this French drain and primarily run through the gravel down to the exit around the house. However, the water that's coming down in this downspout, I'm going to keep it contained in pipe and put it into the 4-inch solid pipe, because it would not make sense to turn the water loose into a French drain next to a foundation if I have the option of using the solid pipe to take it all the way out.